me tell you something real about Los Angeles politics. When an entire system starts moving in the same direction against one person, you better start paying very close attention, because systems do not waste energy on people who are irrelevant. You see, they ignore irrelevant people. They laugh at irrelevant people. They let irrelevant people talk themselves into the ground. But when the media, when the political class, when the consulting class, the activist class, and the insiders all start trying to figure out how to slow somebody down, that means that person has touched a bit of a nerve. And right now, Spencer Pratt is touching a nerve in Los Angeles. And it's not because he's saying something that is overly complicated or anything like that. It's not because he's giving some 500-page policy thesis. It's not because he's even speaking politician language that nobody at the bus stop, barbershop, grocery store, or gas station actually uses. It's because he's saying basic things. It's because he's saying common sense things. Things that regular folks out here have been saying for years and years and years. Why are taxes going up, but the city still looks broken? Why is money constantly being spent, but regular neighborhoods don't see any return at all? Trash everywhere. No street sweeper, no nothing. Why do politicians campaign like superheroes, then govern like as if they're like ghosts? That's why they're uncomfortable. Because Spencer is not creating the frustration. No, he's exposing it. Recent coverage has shown Pratt has become a real factor in the LA mayor's race, with polls pointing towards a possible runoff and reports highlighting a very, very unusual traction against Bass and other established political names. So the question is not, why is Spencer Pratt rising? The real question is, why is the system so afraid of what he's saying? Here's why Spencer Pratt is dangerous to the Los Angeles political machine. He sounds like a real person. That's it. That's the whole problem. Because if you walked up to actual people in Los Angeles, not carefully selected people, not activists, not paid consultants, not people trying to get a city contract. I'm talking about just regular people, and you ask them this, do you want higher taxes if you can't see where your money is going? Most folks are going to say no. What if you ask them, do you want politicians spending billions upon billions of dollars while your street still looks abandoned? Most people are going to say no. What if you ask them, do you want leaders, so-called leaders, who talk about compassion, who talk about equity, safety, and progress? Well, your neighborhood still deals with trash, still deals with tents, crime, broken sidewalks, closed businesses, and folks are still living in fear. Most people are going to say no. That's not left-wing, that's not right-wing, that's simply common sense. And common sense is dangerous in a city that has trained people to accept failure as long as the failure comes wrapped in the right language from the right person, maybe the right skin color, and so on and so forth. Los Angeles has proposed a city budget around $14.8 to $14.9 billion, aimed at homelessness, aimed at housing, public safety, city services. That is exactly why voters are asking the obvious question, with that much money moving through the system, why do so many communities still feel ignored? Spencer Pratt is not saying something radical. He's saying what people whisper every single day. And that's why they want to make him look crazy. Because if he looks normal, the system looks guilty.
The winds in the Pacific Palisades never reached higher than 40 miles per hour.
That is just completely inaccurate. The winds reach close to 100 miles an hour.
She's an incredible liar. She is referencing
Mr. Pratt,
the
I have to
Altadena
interrupt you for a
fire.
minute. No. I have to interrupt you. No name calling,
She just
please.
lied, though.
Yeah, but no name calling.
The way you address homelessness, the way you address people living on the street is by bringing them off the streets and indoors.
Public safety should be our number one priority. And we're going to find all this money when we stop her useless open bed plans that actually doesn't put drug addicts in these housing that we're spending billions of dollars. And we're going to actually start checking where this money is going. The reality is, no matter how many beds you give these people, they are on super meth. They are on fentanyl. The DEA statistic says 93% of this is a drug addiction problem. Nithya, Councilwoman Robbins' plan for treatment first, I will go below the Harbor Freeway tomorrow with her, and we can find some of these people she's going to offer treatment for. She's going to get stabbed in the neck.
Every time an outsider starts gaining momentum, watch what happens. They stop debating the issue and start attacking the person. That's the oldest trick in politics. Don't ask why homelessness keeps getting funded but never seems to get solved. Instead, make the whole conversation about the candidate's personality. Make it about his past. Make it about his tone. Make it about whether he's serious enough. Make it about whether he fits the mold. Because one thing they definitely cannot afford to do is let voters focus on the simple question. Is he telling the truth about what people are actually experiencing? That's where Spencer Pratt is gaining traction. Not because everyone thinks he's perfect. Not because everyone forgot that he was on reality TV. But because people are looking at Los Angeles and saying, at least somebody is saying what we're all seeing. Recent reporting has focused heavily on Pratt's image. They've focused on his campaign style, his debate presence, fundraising, where he lives, residency questions, and media controversies, which shows how much attention is being pulled toward him as a political force and not just a celebrity sideshow. So, when they spend all of their time trying to discredit the messenger, you must ask yourself, why are they so afraid of the message?
The Los Angeles County Board of Supervisors moved to slash millions of dollars allocated to homeless services as officials seek to resolve a massive budget deficit. The board unanimously approved an $843 million spending plan for fiscal year 2026 to 2027 for the county's new Department of Homelessness Services and Housing, cutting spending on such initiatives by nearly $200 million. The development comes as the HSH said last month it is facing a budget deficit of over $303 million. The shortfall has been attributed partly to lower revenue than expected from Measure A.
This is bigger than Spencer Pratt. This is about Los Angeles. This is about what happens when a city becomes so controlled by political insiders that basic accountability starts sounding like extremism. Think about that. Wanting clean streets is now controversial. Wanting safe neighborhoods is now controversial. Wanting city money to show up in the communities that pay into the system is now controversial. Wanting politicians to do the job they were elected to do, that they're paid to do, is now treated like some sort of a dangerous idea. That is how far the conversation has fallen. And that's exactly why Spencer Pratt's rise matters. Because when a person can step into the race and gain attention by just saying, look around, this doesn't seem to be working, that tells you the people were already there. He didn't create the movement. He gave language to the frustration. He gave a face to the frustration. He gave people permission to say out loud what they've been thinking privately. You have to understand that the city, the county, they continue to spend enormous amounts of money on homelessness and all sorts of related services, including Measure A, homeless funding at the county level, while officials are still warning about reductions in fiscal pressure. That makes public demand for visible results even stronger. So watch closely, because anytime a system panics over one person, it's not always because that person is dangerous to the people. No. Sometimes it's because that person is dangerous to the lie. And right now in Los Angeles, California, that lie is getting harder and harder and harder to sell.